All right.
So, okay, we are now beginning session 11 of the Fever Swamp. So, last time, our heroes were out exploring the swamp, and they went to Mama's healing house and met her two wonderful, handsome young sons, and mapped that area, and then returned to town because you were running low on food supplies. Um, you have you are now back in Clink. Quarandir has wandered off to prepare for a trip in the woods, which will involve drinking and debauchery. Or at least that's what Calvin's doing. I don't know what Quarandir is, but probably also out in the woods because he's a weird, a
Probably
social
a
ranger man.
debauchery, though.
Yeah, well, probably involves alcohol. He is a dwarf. So yes, you're back in Clink. It looks like you've already bought food. Yes. So I'll say it's the day after you've returned. You returned from the swamp. You bought food. You crashed in your beds for the night. It's the next day. If any of you want to take it easy today, you can and get your full rest. But I believe Lucas was interested in looking about a certain book.
Well, Lucas is going to an extent, want to rest before he puts too much effort into that.
All right then.
Because he's got some slots to recover, and well, he can do that on a short rest, I guess, most of it. Actually, I think looking him over, just give me a quick set. He might only be one short rest away, as long as I'm not preparing any. No, he'd be 2 short rests away, or I guess a long rest away.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to have to do at least one of those if he wants to restock his supplies.
Right.
Hopefully enough time for Spectre to complete his assigned task.
Yes. So, what is Spokter's assigned task?
Go tell the lady the wizard's casting a spell to find his book. Invest in a lead cabinet.
Right. Okay. So, so Spokter hops off in toad form, to do this. And they return, a reasonable amount of time later. And he says, and he croaks it to telepathically, because I believe all familiars can do that, into Filsticker's head. Yeah, I told her. She knows.
Oh, that's less trouble than I expected. Okay.
What, you didn't think she'd believe me?
No, I thought
I have a perfectly trustworthy face, don't you agree? Demon pops out of your cabinet and tells you to hide your magic book. You believe him?
Oh, that's true. No, I just imagined that you would be you'd have to like run all around the village with the book, hiding it, so that Lucas keeps going, "Where the fuck is the book? Oh, the book's in this outhouse," and then it's not there.
Oh, you wanted me to actually help her hide it.
Well, I didn't know what you were going to do. This is probably okay.
He wanted a cartoonish montage, really. It's what he wanted, but...
I mean, I guess
Exactly.
I can go back, but, she said you didn't have a lead-lined box, so I don't know what she's going to do.
All right, yeah. Go, go hide in an outhouse with it for like a couple hours. You should do that, and then move again, and then just move every couple hours.
I don't think that she's going to let me, take the book.
But you're a scary demon that pops out of her closet. You've got a trustworthy face.
Yeah. but she's like really powerful. Okay, I'll go ask her and see if she wants any help hiding it.
All right, I'm gonna go catch a normal toad and pretend that it's you.
That's a good idea.
Turns out there are no normal toads in the swamp.
Well, it'll be better if every other toad I catch is also like a strange little creature, and then I'll like promise it a few dollars to not act like a real toad.
Okay. Because it
Sticker
amuses
goes, looks for a toad.
because it amuses me, roll stealth to see if you can manage to sneak up on the toad before it hops away. Okay, that probably beats the passive perception of a toad. You have a fat toad in your hands. It's trying to escape.
Alright, he casts suggestion on it. I am your friend.
Does suggestion work on animals?
No clue.
I think so. Let's check.
Because I know there's like a specific animal friendship spell. I don't know.
Only if the animal understands the language you're speaking to it in. So you could suggest a dog heel, but that
Right.
wouldn't help you here.
Yeah, it's a toad. It doesn't
Oh, I
have enough
see.
intelligence to understand anything.
Alright, damn, so suggestion doesn't work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll animal handling to try to befriend this toad.
Okay,
I
that's
try to give
reasonable.
it food and other things one might do that a toad might like.
Okay.
Like I don't kill it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The toad is, well, it's not like, it's not, your friend, but it stops trying to escape you and remains calm.
Alright, I just gotta keep giving it food.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, nothing's unusual about Filsticker. He's still got the toad that you first noticed he had a few days ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So,
Well, he's got a toad. Hopefully he didn't look at it too closely.
so Lucas.
Or you're a racist.
So Lucas, how are you spending your day off then, since you're taking it easy to recover spells?
Probably I'm going to find just the driest room in the house. Put on some, nice, dry silk pajamas, and just read a book. I have
Okay.
some books. They're good.
So, a few hours into your around lunchtime, someone new appears in the
Common house thing?
the common house that you're staying in. It's a handsome young man, dressed in peasant's clothes. He has a sack of traveling gear, you assume, on his back, and he comes in and sits down with a tired sigh on one of the beds.
Lucas
Then they
will
notice all the weirdos.
turn the page of his book and look over briefly towards the newcomer, see if he's already fallen asleep or if he's staring and waiting for an opportunity to say hello.
He looks like he's looking for an opportunity to talk to you.
Then Lucas will put a bookmark in, close the book, and introduce himself. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My
Lucas
name.
Dietrich Stein, Nilfenberg Guild of Cartographers.
He suddenly looks around to make sure that the room is empty. It is. And he sighs. Oh, well, that was easy.
Hmm?
He reaches into his pack and he pulls out a gold chain on the end of which is a golden symbol of Primus. I'm here about your letter.
Oh,
And he then rehides the amulet. I'm Sir Auric. I'm a member of the Paladins of Primus.
it's a pleasure to meet you. Have you met with the priest yet?
Yes, Father Nicholas. I spoke with him, but he will not open his door to anyone.
There may be someone who he would open the door for, but they are at present away. We'll have to go visit them ourselves.
I see.
But I have some other matters of some note. A book on the swamp has gone missing as well. And strange happenings afoot. What does the Church of Primus make of the cult here?
That's what I'm here to find out. I'm here to investigate, and well, from what I have heard so far, it is not looking good. I have been authorized since the Drowned God is a cult that the Empire does not tolerate. I am authorized to do what needs to be done.
Enough. So at this point, how's Lucas's long rest going?
It has not yet been long enough for a long rest. You have had a short rest.
Seems awfully rude to tell this paladin that we can go in the morning. How much would it ruin my rest to go and visit the priest at least?
As long as you just talk, that won't ruin it.
All right, then Lucas will suggest we go and start there.
Then we get into the metagame concerns where if she's doing something really evil, you can't fight her because it interrupts your long rest.
Well, at that stage, I'll interrupt my long rest. But
Yeah.
I just won't have my potion of greater healing if we don't get the long rest.
Hmm.
Yes. So you go with Sir Auric to the church. It's all boarded up as it was the last time you were here.
I will politely knock. Excuse me, Father.
Who's there?
The Church of Primus has sent someone to answer your letter.
You hear the shuffling of heavy wooden objects, and then like an eye peeks out through a little hole. It says, yes, he was here earlier. It's very good. Have you dealt with Jasmine yet?
No, not yet. I was rather hoping you would brief him at greater length.
Well, I suppose that I can do that. So it started not quite a year back when Jasmine came to town. It was a gradual process, but she started talking to some of the men, Sloane among them, most notably, and she told them that there was some sort of dead god in the swamp that she could bring to life if only they could find the body. And she promised them all sorts of rewards, and gradually she's built up a following of desperate people who want all manner of prizes from this entity she calls the Drowned God.
It never cease to amaze me how people believe such stories.
Auric shrugs. Well, demons and devils do give prizes. They're not worth the price one pays, but they do give prizes.
Well, I wouldn't want any of our maps to be used in assistance to this. We should definitely investigate more firmly, even if only to prevent expeditions being sent to their deaths. The swamp is quite treacherous. Here, let me show you the location in question. There are some unholy markings there.
Let me see.
Lucas will take him on over.
Okay. So what is it that you're showing him?
Her front door.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she did a stupid on her door.
Mm-hmm.
So this one here.
This is undoubtedly the symbol of the Drowned God. Yes, this cult must be stamped out.
How do you propose we proceed?
I wish I knew the numbers. If the entire town descends upon us when if I threaten her, things might not go in our way.
Fair enough. And perhaps for now we ought to wait. I'll meet with my companions. You can officially join our expedition as a bodyguard, officially, and we will see if they're willing to assist our investigation.
Very
Determine
good.
the numbers and make a plan.
Very good.
It's also the matter of that stolen book that I'll want to look into tomorrow.
What manner of book is this?
It details certain unholy ruin within the swamp.
Well, that certainly sounds like something that this Jasmine would be interested in.
Perhaps, though. Does Lucas know that Jasmine is the one who hired us originally, or not? I don't think there was ever clarity on that.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that you do know that. He specifically believes that she did not mention the previous expeditions having failed, although she totally
Right.
did, but only Dethel and Filsticker knew that, and Dethel is dead, and Filsticker never corrected you.
That
It'd
Would
be
make
weird
most
for him to
sense.
bring it up now.
she was hiring adventurers to find it. We found multiple dead parties at the location the book was supposed to be at. So let's go and meet with the others, express our concerns.
Very good.
Oh, be mindful of Filsticker. I believe he's the one who may have rendered her the book. He was very suspicious about it, although I don't have proof.
Filsticker. It sounds gobbledy.
It sounds like a gnome.
I believe that he's a goblin.
Yes, he is a goblin.
I like that being in character. Lucas
It is.
isn't quite sure. Oh, okay, good.
Very good. I will keep an eye on the goblin.
Be particularly warned, he is an arcanist.
I see.
So Lucas will take this paladin and introduce him to everyone else.
Very good.
Here's my introduction. Other people in this game. This is what was it? Orthos.
Auric, I think.
Auric.
This is Auric. He's responding to the letter we sent. The Nilfenbergian Empire has determined that the cult of the Drowned God here is a threat. From what we've been able to establish, they intend to resurrect some sort of dead god here, and whether that's true or not, they do intend to send people deep into the swamp on this mad journey. I believe it's also quite probable that she's the one who's received the book. I should very much like to recover it, and my friend here would like to know what help we could expect from the village in dealing with this, and what resistance. How do all of you feel?
Whatever help I can give you, I'm willing to. I think Ixo would probably be a good person to volunteer.
Kildrak doesn't have any issues with it, but also doesn't have a bunch to provide.
Very well. Those of you who know people within the town, could you try to gauge membership in this society?
I mean, I could ask the drunk, but it's hard to get a clear answer out of him.
Do we suppose some sort of a distraction could be created?
To what purpose?
A
So
distraction,
that when we go...
a distraction while I arrest Jasmine.
Yes. Or while some number of us arrest Jasmine and
Of course.
recover our stolen property. Unless, he turns to Phil Sticker, the property was not stolen.
I don't know anything about it. I think it'd be better to be subtle about this, though. Maybe you should have someone, pretend to be interested. I mean, it is scratched right onto her door,
Infiltrating the cult would take time, and Sir Auric's presence is not likely to go long unnoticed. Would any of you even want to try to infiltrate the cult that way? It could be very dangerous.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think that would be something up Kildrak's alley.
So, let's consider distractions. What sort of things can we come up with? Luke has pondered for a moment.
Well, I happen to have a few bottles of a hallucinogenic alcohol.
That's a good start.
So out of character, because I don't know that I'd suggest this, but if we could get like the body of some sort of very dangerous sort of swamp monster, which I know is a bad first start to the plan, but if we could do that and like pose it outside down as if it's like showing up, that might be something we could do. Just I'm not sure what we could do, like kill a stilt walker or something, because crocodiles wouldn't do it.
I'm just gonna double check this. Did our gladiator die?
You mean Kildrak?
Yeah, no, that was Kildrak. It wasn't one of Slag's characters.
Yeah, I thought it was Kildrak, but I'm thinking to myself, you said something.
What?
Well, you would be very good at distracting the town, considering you got the entire town to show up for your last distraction.
Suppose that's true, potentially. I don't have any crazy animals to use to do that, but might be able to drum up some sort of interest in the show.
Oh, maybe one of us could fight you.
It's possible, but perhaps we're overthinking this. Maybe we ought to just go and accept what may come.
Did you actually investigate the Miss Jasmine or anything? Or are you immediately jumping to attacking and arresting this person?
Well, there's been an accusation. She has symbols of the cult on her door. I suppose that that's enough to justify an arrest, and at court she could argue it was vandalism or some other affair.
She'll have her day in court, but the evidence is significant. The word of the priest, of the things she has been doing, is damning on its own.
That priest locks himself in his building all day and won't let anyone in.
Of course,
He
of course.
seems like a nut.
However, once we've entered the house, if it is a cult residence, we should expect to see altar, ritual devices. Lucas will begin listing off a bunch of arcane stuff that he would expect to see here. And if she's not got any of that, that would be a strong reason to suspect the priest. But if she has all of those things, it would be more or less open and shut. Do any of you have any further plans, suggestions, or concerns?
No, I think a distraction might be worth it, even if it's as simple as planning it to coincide with like the next time Kiltrak does his thing. But we probably don't need to go like super out of our way to come up with a crazy plan to do it. But yeah, otherwise I'm fine with that.
Well, the wine might not be the worst plan.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps a celebration is in order. Those of us who don't attend could easily arrive at the house in the early hours of the morning, when those who have attended may still be asleep.
Yeah, something like that could definitely work. Yeah.
Very well. Whose birthday shall it be?
Pick randomly.
Which of you is most resistant to the drink?
Does that count as poison?
Yes.
Either way, I'm a dwarf, so
I think between the dwarves, we probably would be most resistant. Which one of us has a higher constitution? I have 16.
18.
You drink it.
Well, Kildrak is a celebrity, but the people here probably know when his birthday is. I suppose it ought to be Bort's birthday. Perhaps Kildrak ought to attend. The two of them could create quite the distraction, although I would certainly enjoy having Kildrak along. In case there is trouble, he does have the trust of the townsfolk. What do you think, Sir Auric?
Well, if Kildrak has the trust of the townspeople, then his assistance may be useful to us. If Jasmine has some trust within the town, there might be. I still fear there may be resistance to her arrest if she has swayed more than half the town. But having Kildrak, if he is as well known as you say, then on our side, that could definitely be of benefit.
I mean, like, honestly, I'm not really sure how well known Kildrak is, but I would assume that he's at least moderately known.
Hmm.
You know, because like anytime we're here for more than a day or two,
Hmm.
he's doing something in the arena.
Hmm. I should probably remind Telgan in case Telgan has forgotten. Ixa, you're a hero here.
Hmm.
I had indeed forgotten that.
You took folk hero as your background. You're famous here.
Which is exactly why Ixa needs to be with the team making the arrest.
Some legitimacy to it.
Well, let's review our finances briefly. What can we spend on a distraction?
Let's see. I had, I think, 64 gold left. So,
Um,
7 of us here. If we were
I
to
have-
each.
I have 258 gold apparently.
If we were to each part with 5 gold, it would be more than enough for Bort to treat everyone in the bar for a night's drinking, I think. And that should be more than enough to get the bulk of the town unable to truly participate in any civic events.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I feel like 5 gold apiece would get the entire fucking town hammered, blackout drunk.
That is the point.
I mean, blackout drunk.
That would be ideal.
Christ.
Bort is a wealthy adventurer. It would make sense that he could do such a thing on his birthday as host the entire town. Word would quickly spread that liquor is free tonight. I think that would likely be effective. All that it would rely upon is Bort's ability to not seem like he's trying to drug the entire town. Do you think you can do that, Bort?
I can try.
Well, I suppose we have a plan then.
yep, sounds good to me.
If you'll excuse me, I need an early night. I have some potion crafting to do before we go to make the arrest, and we'll all want to be up early, those of us who are going. We should all at least make a brief appearance at Bort's party, except possibly me. I think the townsfolk have come to expect I don't participate in such affairs.
That's fair. Yep.
Oh, and Sir Auric, you should likely also not attend.
Yes. I will need my wits about me when we arrest the witch.
That, and the bulk of the town is likely still unaware of your presence.
Very good. I shall turn in early then.
As will Lucas. Right, the rest of you, go forth. Go forth and have the greatest party in the history of parties. In Clink.
Yeah, the problem is that it's in Clink, so, you know.
Kildrak fully intends to get some of the value of his gold
Mhm.
in drink.
Okay. So yes, so you go down and you buy like all of the you buy like multiple barrels of booze from Daniel in the general store, and you roll them out onto the street, and
Oh, damn. This would have been the perfect time to go hit up what's-his-face for his hallucinogenic beer massive stockpile and
mhm.
unleash that upon the town. Fuck, I didn't think
Is
of
it
that.
too late to do that?
It is not too late to do that.
Will people drink it though?
I don't know, I don't
I mean,
remember.
people, if it's
Get them-
free,
Look, get
I
them a
mix
little
them
bit drunk
together.
and they'll drink anything.
All right.
That could just be a
That's true.
chaser.
Maybe Bort loves the stuff, and Bort insists that on his birthday, the bartender be stocking it up and giving it away. He wants everyone in the town to try his friend's stuff, and that he wants it free. And they get one drink that isn't it first, and then one drink that is it. So they have a chaser in case they don't like it.
Well, you transition into them. So first of the night, it's normal beer, and then you add a little bit of the weird green shit, and then you add a little bit more until it's 50-50, and then you just keep going until it's just all green shit. They don't even notice afterwards when they try to drink normal beer. They say, this tastes weird. And this isn't green like normal beer.
So I don't know. Is that what we want to do then?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good
Yeah.
to
Go
me.
for that.
So,
It sounds entertaining to me.
Yeah. So people
Yeah,
begin
exactly.
gathering. As you bring out the free beer, and people begin get people word spreads very quickly through the entire village, and everyone's got to show up because everyone's got to get at least if it's free I gotta have at least gotta have one, and before long, like, the majority of the town is there. And yeah, and like as the night goes on, in addition to the beer you bought from Daniel, you were able to buy out Jason's back stock of the hallucinogenics, which he was very happy to sell. And he's there, like, already drunk on it and rambling, but you can slowly start mixing it in with the beer as the night goes on, and as as it gets dark and people are there by torchlight, they start drinking that, and yeah, it becomes quite raucous before yeah, as the night goes on.
People arguing about which of their hallucinations are more important.
Yeah. A few people have bad freakouts. Few people speak in tongues. A few of them, begin talking to the water dead god. Yeah. Bad times. But by morning, everyone is unconscious somewhere. Everyone's gonna be sleeping in late today. Your barrels are all emptied, and yes, mission accomplished.
Yay.
Awesome.
All right, we're off to arrest the wizard.
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
So, yes, morning. Any preparations?
I am pouring my healing potion into its bottle.
You shove the cork in it, and it's done.
And I am using today's arcane recovery, which I didn't need, to prepare a scroll of Maximilian's Earth and Grasp, which I will probably just have to like light on fire if it doesn't become useful today to get my arcane recovery back. But it's there.
All right. So Rorik is up, and he's done his morning exercises, and he is stretched and ready to go. He from his pack, he produces a set of chainmail, which he is now wearing instead of the peasant clothes you saw him disguised in yesterday. And now he wears the holy symbol of Primus proudly around his neck. And he produces a long sword. He's got a hand axe on his side and a heavy crossbow.
Let's go.
So who all is with you for the arrest?
Dick Solcom.
I was going.
I think Kildruck.
And obviously Phil Sticker vanished during the party to Warner, but there was not going to be a way to stop that. So.
Did you do that, Phil Sticker?
No, I had another plan that I didn't actually get around to executing because you time skipped to morning as I was figuring out how I would do it, so it never happened. So, sure,
I'm
Phil
dark.
Sticker went and did that. That's okay. So yes, Phil Sticker went and did that.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit. Phil Sticker, it's night. Everyone's partying.
Yes, and Phil Sticker has a clever plan, but he doesn't use it.
You're not going to use it?
Instead, okay, no, he doesn't. No, he's just gonna go Warner.
Okay. So the party is going on. Phil Sticker, you're outside of her door.
Yeah. Okay, Phil Sticker, he's very worried about being watched. He goes and knocks on her window on the other side of the house.
A curtain moves aside. You see her face. She sees you. She opens the window.
He whispers, "It's all a trick! It's all a trick to get everyone to pass out so that they can come arrest you!"
They will not arrest me. Who? What? What has happened? You said the mage was going to cast a spell looking for the book, but...
Yes, hopefully you dealt with that.
Yes, your familiar is hiding it.
Okay, good. Yes.
I have him running from place to place around town.
Alright,
He
that's
won't-
good
He
of
won't
him.
be in one spot for very long.
But what are you going to do? I don't want to get in trouble when they catch you and like, who gave you the book? Who gave you the book? This is his best imitation of Lucas's voice. It's nothing like Lucas. It's a racist sort of generic human voice that goblins have.
I cannot allow myself to be arrested. This Lucas, he is the one that is... He's coming to arrest me? I thought he was a cartographer.
No, it's not just him. He's got like a knights and paladins and everything. It's gonna be terrible.
A paladin? A paladin is here.
All kinds of them, yes.
Damnation! I have to leave.
Yes, you do.
Phil Sticker, call your familiar back. We need to take the books and we need to leave. Your group, you have canoes. We'll take them, we'll go into the swamp.
No, you go. I have to stay here. This is where my business is.
Very well. I will, do me a favor. Go find Sloane. Tell him to meet me at the docks.
Am I disconnected?
No,
No, you're still here.
still here.
Okay, good. all I could hear was you going ah over and over again.
It's not what happened at all. So I guess
What did you actually say?
I said, she said, fine, go get Sloan, tell him to meet me by the docks.
All right, he's probably drunk out of his mind, but okay. Then Filsker thinks, wait, how do I call my familiar back?
You'd have to manage to get within 100 feet of it.
Mm-hmm.
Shitting piss.
Listed by your own petard, your own dumb plan, cutting your way.
Yeah. Where is he? Where is my, where is what's his face?
He should be running from, she gives a few, like, geographical places within the town, that he should be moving between in, like, a circular pattern.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so at some point out there, Filsker like intercepts Splicter.
Well, that would have been very easy to sort out, but
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, unless you only cast the spell once.
I believe it's concentration, so
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, okay.
I had no
I
idea
can
it was
be missing some
concentration.
details.
It's fine. That isn't on her spell list. She doesn't know how it works.
Yeah.
I assumed it
Fair.
was a singular casting, and then you know where it is. So if it's moving, that would be difficult.
you know, looking it over, I'm not positive. You might be right. It's duration 10 minutes, so if the loop was long enough, it would still work.
Alright.
Well, it's like all the way around town, so yeah, it takes them more than 10 minutes to make a loop.
It probably takes me more than 10 minutes to find him.
Mm-hmm.
Filsker goes to one of the places that he presumably would be going. Hopefully one of the ones is like somewhat close to where people are, so that it doesn't look that weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you go over to like one of the outhouses.
Yeah, he stands behind the outhouse till Splicter shows up,
Mm-hmm.
continuously trying to broadcast on the telepathic channel. Hey!
What? He says after about an hour of you waiting.
New plan! New plan! Did my first... Whatever, I don't remember what voice it was. New plan. You've got to take the book back to Jasmine. And then I need you to do one more thing.
Okay.
And then we're done for the night. Okay.
Good.
After you take the book back to Jasmine. What?
I said good. I'm getting tired of all this running around.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just too big, and they'll notice you. After you take the book back to Jasmine, go to Sloan. Wait a minute. No, Sloan's actually in town, isn't he? He's like serving drinks.
I don't fucking know who Sloan is.
No, that's okay. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the GM.
Oh. Well, why would Sloan be serving drinks? He has nothing to do
Because
with
someone
that.
doesn't know who he is.
Wait, well, who was Sloan? For some reason, I thought he was the guy that owned the store.
No, that's Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel. Okay, who was Sloan again?
Sloan is a violent criminal and a fervent member of the Cult of the Drowned. He
Cool.
he pushed for you capturing natives to torture for information and was going to pay you in gold for them, but you didn't do that because you're not evil.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
These are the
All right,
people you're
well.
throwing in with.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I don't actually support them. I just want them to all go away and die in the swamp. Alright,
Well, they were
so...
going to do that pretty much anyway, but
let's see. Has Filster seen this guy tonight, or does he know where he might be?
He lives in town. He's almost certainly at the party.
Alright, cool. Forget having Splicter do it. He just tell him to go take the lady the book, and Felstiker will go. He's, getting alcohol, pretending to drink it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you find Sloane there, and he's there drinking, and he's talking with like two other men, and there's a woman next to him. If you were more perceptive, you might know that the woman is his wife, but you probably don't know who humans are.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of them have lumps on their chest,
Yeah.
like big muscular
Oh.
men.
Are goblins not mammals?
We're
That's a
probably
good question.
mammals.
They're a form of fae, technically, so they can be as weird as they can be pretty weird.
Yeah, don't say as weird as Sala wants. You know better than that.
I know
but-
better than that, but yeah, they're pretty weird.
All right, fair
All
enough.
goblins were born at the same time. We all just grow at different rates.
That's not true.
That's okay. No one knows I'm lying. Oh, so Felstiker probably tries to stand near that guy somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of places to do that. They're
Mhm.
having some conversation about, I don't know, swamp weather.
Yeah. All right. Felstiker will try to sort of unobtrusively get pretty damn close behind that guy. Like, I don't know, maybe he's pretending to be shoved out of the way by the transit of people.
Okay. You're pretty
And,
close. How close are you needing to be?
Yeah. Just like, I don't know, like a foot behind him or something.
Okay, so you gotta get pretty close. That really shouldn't be that difficult. It's a party after all.
Yeah. And, he's, let's see. He's gonna cast Suggestion on this guy.
Okay.
Let's see. It's a shame Jasmine doesn't know about this. Maybe someone should go see her.
Okay. And so, is there any sort of save involved with suggestion?
It's a wisdom save.
Okay.
I would also be somewhat noted that he has to speak in swamp tongue and like pull a snake tongue out of his bag and like eat it before he casts the spell.
Yeah, like stealthily casting spells is not supposed to be a thing.
That's okay. He's got an
Yeah,
arcane focus.
just bring up the. I'll do it. Never mind.
There's a 30-foot range too, so like he doesn't have to like get right close up to him either.
There's a 30-foot range, but the person has to be able to hear you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So I don't want to someone should go see Jasmine.
But yeah, you get a wisdom save.
He can't be very wise. He's just a random swamp person, right?
Yeah. So you have an arcane focus. What is it? I forget. Oh yeah. I remember.
It's a crusty piece of crap out of Grandfather Rot's eye.
Right.
I mean, a beautiful topaz.
Mm. All right. Well, he's probably not great. He's probably less wise than the average individual.
Cox.
That's what he is. That's what he does, though.
Yes.
No.
Truly, his will to drink is beyond reproach.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, I think I was muted, but I'm like, well, he can't be very wise if he chose to live here, but nope, natural 20.
Yeah.
Never mind.
He might also have advantage on this from alcoholism or something, but
What'd you say? He turns to face the little goblin behind him. There are now 4 people staring at you.
Felstiker looks kind of nervous for a moment, and And he says, just saying. I mean, she's all alone out there. Yeah. I'm gonna go drink more beer. See ya. Hey, have a good night. Bort.
They like shrug and go back to their conversation.
Fuck.
See, I don't. You could have also tried doing this in a normal way, like just saying that to him without without making it a spell. But
No.
all right.
To be honest, you're kind of lucky that he didn't start a fucking bar fight with you, because Matt getting spelled on is kind of a very, very sinister, bad thing that most people would probably not react very cordially to.
Certainly.
That could have been helpful to us, really, if we got to fight him here. To
Definitely.
weaken him. Yeah.
And it's not like it's not obvious. He has to go like bare mu, and then say his sentences because of the verbal component, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I figured the verbal component, since they say that it's just you can't do it while you're in silence or gag.
Mm-hmm. I assume that the verbal
Also,
component
kind of
is
suggestion would
the
be
command.
Yeah, the suggestion as a spell would be like stupid, kind of, if it was like when you make a suggestion, you have to shoot a laser of green energy into their brains, or when you make a suggestion, you have to say, yeah, bara boo baba.
Especially since it only takes, one action to cast, and you have to speak the course of activity that you want them to take. So you've only got 6 seconds to say your sentence, and like if you also had to say a bunch of magic words at the same time, I don't think.
So I'm just looking this up. It is a subject of some dispute.
Fair enough. So we'll just you can make a judgment call, KSP. It's fair enough.
I think suggestion is a lot less fun of a spell if you can't use it at all stealthily.
Without it, yeah.
If I can't use suggestion on someone at a party without the entire party knowing that I'm a horrible, evil warlock, then
unless you have some ability
that makes the game less good. Therefore, no.
All right. It didn't work anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good though for future reference. What are we doing now though? Or what is Phil Sticker doing now? I guess.
Yeah. So Phil Sticker, you had a simple task of delivering a message, and you fucked it up. So what are you doing now?
Right. What am I doing now?
Yes.
God.
Meanwhile, Silas is trying the being generous, calling it alcohol. That board.
It contains alcohol.
Yeah, it is in some part, at least. But yeah, I'll try that.
Okay, give me a Constitution save.
All right, let's see. Because I'm very good at that. Oh God!
Famous words.
Why did I do this?
Yes. So as you finish that drink, you will slowly begin having hallucinations.
Okay, I needed an excuse for him to see his ancestors, so I can take the path I need. So this all works out fine, I guess.
Well, very good. You have a religious experience and commune with your ancestors. Everyone else just sees you talking to yourself.
Yeah. Alright, Filster just has to watch this guy for the rest of the night and wait for him to, go to the bathroom or something. He's drinking a lot, so he should be going pretty soon. And that's when Filster's just gonna go tell him.
Very good. Yeah, if you wait a long enough time, he's gonna go to the outhouse.
And when that happens, Filsticker like hops out of the bushes nearby, and he sort of stage whispers at him, "Go to Jasmine's house, goddammit!"
What?
Or some local variant of that, like by Primus's nipple or whatever it is.
Right. What? Something... Did something happen to Jasmine?
Something's going to go to her house, damn it! You didn't catch the hint when I tried to tell you at the party. You had to get everyone to look at me. I was trying to be deniable.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, and he's a fanatic, so he's gonna run off to Jasmine's house and then not find her there because that's not where she told you to.
No, don't be obvious about it. Be stealthy about it.
Yeah, right.
Don't run.
Right, of course, yes. He staggers off.
We're good. Okay, I can go back to the party and be normal. And Pilsticker returns to the party and be normal. And falls asleep in the morning like everyone else.
All right. So back to the morning.
And hopefully sometime during the night, Splicter can come back, eat the toad in my pocket, and take its place.
Oh yes, that happens. Spilkter comes back. He says, "Hey, what are you doing in my house?" Eats the other toad, which is as big as he is, and then gets back in your pocket.
Okay, perfect. No trace. Lucas won't find out that I killed this toad.
Of course. So, back to the morning. Everyone's
Watch me crit investigation on all of this and figure out about the toad.
Yes. So you're all kitted up and ready to go and arrest the witch.
Yep. I'll be leaving Balearica at home because she was keeping watch on the bedroom door overnight. Gonna have a nice nap.
Have Balearica roll perception.
Should I look up a bird's perception or should I use Lucas's?
I guess use Lucas's.
All right.
Whichever one is
Was
better.
Beliarica drinking last night?
No.
Okay. She didn't see the toad murder.
All right.
Yes. So you arrive outside of Jasmine's house. How are you approaching the situation?
Boldly and officially. Letting the paladin, who is a law enforcement officer, call the shots.
Okay. He's a dumb paladin, so he's gonna walk right up and knock on her door.
Excuse me, ma'am, do you have any evidence on yourself?
Is Ixa there with him, doing the same thing?
I assume Ixa is here. She was part of
Yeah.
the plan.
Yeah, no, I
she's
just mean...
following along.
Alright.
Although not talking yet.
So Rorik walks up to the door, bangs on it 3 times. Jasmine, open up in the name of Primus. You're under arrest.
Someone should probably go around the back to make sure she doesn't slip out. I've seen fantasy cops before.
Yeah, Ixa
that
can
sounds
do that.
Okay. So Ixa, you run around back, and there's an open window in the back, but no sign of anyone like crawling out of it or anything.
It's open. That means we can go in legally.
She will peek through. If she can like get up to the window, she'll look inside, but she's not going to go inside.
She sees that there's no one inside the house.
Okay, then she circles back around to the front and says, "Ixus all inside and nobody's home."
We should still search the home.
Soror tries to open the door and finds it's locked. He then uses the Paladin skeleton key, which is also known as a boot.
Lucas will sigh and mend the door as we walk in.
Kildrak just mutters about having lockpicks.
Bort just mutters about being able to use the lockpicks.
Oh, right, I think I gave them to you.
Yes, so you enter Jasmine's house. Jasmine's house is on the small side for just like an average-sized Clink village house. It's crammed full of shelves. There's lots of books here. This was the library that Silas, paid her gold in order to have access to before.
Now we can take them all for free.
Yes, now you have free access to a library. Whatever books she didn't take with her. There is, as you search the house, the things you cannot miss. You throw open one of the dress, one of like the like a wardrobe, inside of which there is an altar, dedicated very clearly to the water dead god. Yes, and there's all the essentials one needs in their house. Jars, and kitchen
A
stuff,
spoon.
a spoon, bowls, a tea kettle.
Murder knife.
She took her murder knife with her.
Lucas will investigate for clues.
Mhm.
I'll help to give him advantage because I think I'm trained in that even.
Oh, sweet.
Oh
21
wait,
then.
no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I forgot.
What skill?
Investigation?
I am not trained in. Can I help?
Let's see, investigation. I mean, I can use Jack of all trades, I guess.
Sure. Between having, yeah, okay. So, Kildrak gives you advantage, and that you get the 21. So, yeah, I mean, you certainly find, everything that you might want to know. What is it that you want to learn?
Well, first of all, I'm hoping to trace down the line of reasoning that led her to believe that a dead god would be resurrected to grant wishes here. Because there's likely to be a lot of useful information about the swamp in that line of reasoning. Certainly, Lucas is hoping to find some clue of where she might be running to. Some indication of, like, safe house or anything like, or any other location in the swamp that she would be aware of and want to run to. Or any other safe houses or things nearby. Definitely, he'd like to know who's been paying their cult dues, if there's like a cult registry or cult bookkeeping or cult like log or something like that. And obviously, anything that incriminates Filsticker would be incredibly handy. Not that he's aware of that, although he's suspicious of Filsticker still.
Green fingerprints everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, the notion that it looks like she's probably packed up all of her things and stolen our boat might come up at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, the first thing that you can tell is she has packed to leave. There is clearly, like, spaces missing where things were, like little dust outlines. she's clearly packed and left. So obviously, someone has snitched on your raid. You find hidden behind a bookshelf, there is a map of the swamp. And this is not a good map. Lucas looks at it and, he sighs in cartographer.
Truly, this was an unholy place.
Yes. But there are a few sites that are marked as points of interest. Doing a little bit of work and judging from her scale, which you can tell is inaccurate, I'm going to circle some areas that contain some points of interest. On the map. Circling this knowledge purple. Because purple's a magical color and she's magical.
Did she label what these purple things are, or are they just big purple X's?
I need to... some of them will be labeled, yes. Yes. On the leftmost one is labeled failed settlement. The middle one is labeled lost monastery. And the one on the right is labeled oracle.
Sir Oric, do you know of a monastery in this region?
Not one that still exists, but there was an attempt to build up a settlement and a monastery nearby it on the south side of the Fever Swamp many years ago. Contact with the monastery was lost. The village collapsed for reasons I don't know.
See.
But yes, there's a monastery there. There's it's quite tragic. The monastery was built and to house the relics of a certain saint. It is a shame that they were lost.
Well, when we arrive at it, I'll be sure to see what we can recover. In the interim, we should continue our investigation. Let's check the docks, see if any boats have departed. Otherwise, we'll know she must have fled inland.
Mm-hmm.
As to the rest of this, did Lucas find any books that leapt out at him as being potentially useful?
What kind of books would... Oh, so yeah, anything that would...
Describe to us anything that leaps out at me is, swamp cartography related.
Not swamp cartography related, no. But you do find a book of which contains some folklore of the Fever Swamp.
That sounds good. Any magic books?
No, she would take her spellbook with her.
unholy books?
There is a book. Yes, there is a book on the cult of the Water Dead God. A couple of them. One is more of a history of the cult, which is not a banned text or anything like that. It's just an academic, inquiry into their existence. And the other one is like cult propaganda.
Either one might be a hint. Lucas will hang on to them for now with an intention of, ridding the world of them after he's determined that they don't have any clues.
So you go out and you look at the dock, and Canoe 2 and its supplies are gone.
Well, none of the other boats at the dock are gone, or are we the only people in town who own boats?
None of the other boats are gone.
Well, it would seem that she became aware of the plan and who was behind it. We didn't find a cult registry, did we?
Oh, roll a d20.
Okay. No.
No.
How
Then,
many people we found registered to the cult? It was a very small cult.
I didn't think they needed that yet.
Lucas is obviously immediately suspicious that of Phil Sticker again, because this is a suspicious circumstance. He's gonna give Phil Sticker a look.
Sorry, I got disconnected for a little bit again. What are you doing?
Giving you a look.
Oh, okay.
Are you all able to account for Phil Sticker's whereabouts last night while we were preparing?
I could not account for my own whereabouts last night.
I was busy getting drunk.
Yeah.
That green stuff made me throw up. It's pretty awful.
I saw him briefly at the party. He was running to me and yelling for my aid. He apparently spooked some of the other patrons of the party with something he was doing.
What were you doing that spooked
mean,
them, Phil Sticker?
That does sound like him.
It was all over the guy's shoes. It was terrible.
Well,
And they all shouted, "It's green! It's goblin puke! Of course it's green!" And I said, "No, it's the nasty green liquor!" And they all were chasing me.
so this is actually fairly easy to put together. All that we really going to have to do is notice that Sloane is the other person from town who's missing, and one of our party is aware that Phil Sticker had an altercation with Sloane, and then vanished for a while. Do you want me to make some sort of roll with Lucas to pull that all together, or what do we want to do?
I think we need to go through the town and figure out who is and isn't around. So maybe Ixa and Lucas together would be the people to figure that out, because she would know them the best. Her or Kildrak, I think, would be the ones who would be able to know who is and isn't around and keep track of the townsfolk.
Oh, and while we're still on the dock, Lucas is going to cast Locate Object and see if the book is nearby.
She'd be more than 1,000 feet away by now with the book.
Yeah, but Lucas doesn't know that Phil Sticker doesn't have it.
Right. Well, it's not on Phil Sticker, it's not in her house, and it's not in the common room.
Yep, but Lucas would still have checked.
Yes. Very good. I'm just saying it isn't in any of those. Lucas now knows it isn't in any of those three places, at least.
Okay, then yeah, let's go about and figure out who's missing and put all that together.
Okay. I will allow Ixa and Silas
Mm-hmm.
to go about doing like investigation with advantage from the extra help. Whichever one of you has it higher can roll.
Looks like I have just a +1 total.
Ixa and Silas or Lucas?
Didn't you say that
No, I was just suggesting
Silas
it.
knows the area?
No, I was just suggesting. Yeah, and no, I don't really, and don't have very good investigation at all. It's like a 1.
Okay. Yeah, so with Ixa's help, because Ixa knows the people, Lucas can investigate the town and find out, who's missing.
Hopefully, he has better than just 1 in it.
Yeah, Lucas is +6. It depends if we're still getting the advantage, how good that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Because in this case, the advantage is you have Ixa, and Ixa is known. The first thing Ixa did when she first came to Clink was save the life of the girl Shannon, who was sick with a wasting disease. And Shannon is Sloane's daughter. Her and her brother are out looking for their father because he never came home after the party. They see Ixa, and they run up to Ixa because they know Ixa is helpful. And Ixa has a conversation with the 2 children and discovers that their father is missing and they're looking for him.
Lucas stays silent for a moment, going a bit pale, considering something quite a bit worse than what actually happened.
Good.
No.
Yes. What does Ixa tell them?
That is a great question. I imagine she probably wouldn't give too many details other than to say that she'll do what she can to help find him.
All right. The children are satisfied with this, and they go off.
Yeah, of course she would relay that back to Lucas.
Do you suppose he fled without telling his family? Or do you suppose he was in the wrong place at the wrong time as the cult fled?
How much do we know about him exactly?
He wanted us to kidnap aboriginals for him to torture.
But he's obviously a family man. Ixa would probably think he probably didn't voluntarily just abandon them, so she imagines something went wrong.
Let's see who else is missing.
All right. The rest of your investigation turns up no one else has disappeared. As you ask about who all, since you got a 21, I'll give this to you. As you're asking around about like who Sloane was seen with the night before, you get a list of the names of the villagers he was talking to, but also that he bumped into Filsticker at one point, or that weird goblin with the blue eye.
So again, in the interest of fairness, how much of this do you think Lucas can put together with the clues he has?
I think it's fair that he could put together quite a lot. But I'm also sitting here with my all-knowing perspective, so...
Well, mostly I just need a ruling on it, right? Because we're all sitting here with our all-knowing perspective.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas, well... Lucas is an 18 intelligence. He's smarter than all of us put together. He could probably figure it out.
I think it's fair. I do think
Yeah.
so. I'm sorry, Sala.
So
See.
he'll then confront Phil Sticker and ask, "Why did you betray us?"
Oh no. That's what he says.
Was that a question or a statement of what Phil Sticker said?
Oh, sorry, that was a question.
Lucas will describe the events as they occurred based on what he's figured out. I also suspect that you sold her the book and took her reward and didn't share it with us.
Mhm.
Telepathic message from your familiar. He's got you.
Oh, I know he does. I've noticed.
You got a plan?
No.
I'll look up my monster manual entry just in case this gets ugly.
Oh, yes, good idea.
So, why? It's the only part of this I can't figure out. All of your incentives were to allow the plan to work. You'd have kept the money, you'd have had the book back, you'd have had new spell books. I simply can't fathom it.
Phil Sticker scratching his own chin, realizing he's not sure. Well, he says, "Well, no, that'd be." He's thinking, "Wait a minute, am I?" He's still scratching his chin. And then he starts going into a ramble about everything he read in the Forbidden Journal.
Lucas is just going to pinch the bridge of his nose and listen.
Alright, yes. About the corpses, and how you're gonna burn everything, and then no one's going to know, and then the corpse is gonna eat everything, and everyone's gonna be dead.
I was only going to burn that one book.
And then no one would know, and it'd get bigger and bigger, because there's all these corpses in the swamp. And I can't let Lucas have the books, he's going to burn them.
Rest assured, I wasn't going to burn that one, and it would have been very handy in dealing with this. But I suppose your heart was in the right place. I'm going to roll insight to see if his heart was in the right place. Is that like a legitimate answer? Did Phil Sticker really do it for the good of the swamp and preventing the whatever from spreading?
Well, it did have mental impact on him, so I do believe he honestly believes that now.
Fair enough.
Though he didn't say anything about the reward.
How much were you paid?
Well, I haven't actually... I don't know what to do with what she gave me, so I haven't mentioned it.
What did she give you?
Is the paladin around?
Yes, he's standing
I
there with
assume
his
so.
arms crossed, looking very, smiteful.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Oh no.
Oh, she gave me He backs up a little. It was a little golden thing, and I haven't.
Might I examine it?
Oh well, I built it into this, and he pulls out his fine little clockwork goblin that breathes fire. It's in use right now. I can't.
Can I roll
It's so
anything to
nice.
examine this and try to learn about it? With Arcana, maybe?
Sure, yeah. Goblins like to build little weird contraptions and do stuff.
Mostly concerned about the object before he built something into it.
Yeah.
And based on what he's heard,
Yeah.
are we making it official that Lucas is aware that this might have happened because the book or the spell, the witch cast a spell on Phil Sticker,
Huh.
as you were implying?
I was implying what?
That the book did things to him.
Oh, he was implying that.
Oh, sorry. Does that
and-
sound plausible to Lucas? Does
Well,
it seem believable?
he didn't read the book. He didn't. But he knows that the other book was written by, the madman who turned into a shadow ghost demon. Not a demon, but a shadow ghost monster.
Well, see, I assumed he just wrote it.
He did write it.
Yeah, so it's the not as good version as the true pure craziness that he got.
Mm-hmm. Because he was already crazy when he wrote it.
Does Lucas know what the law would recommend in this case? Either if he was or was not ensorcelled at the time.
Well, if he was ensorcelled and it can be proven such, then he is not, liable for his crimes.
And if he wasn't ensorcelled, then he would be liable. But
Yes, if he was ensorcelled, then if he was not ensorcelled, then he has at the very least aided in the escape of a wanted criminal. At the very least, and the whole thievery of the book is, at least petty theft.
Yeah, Lucas is still wondering about that, though, because stealing the book from him to keep it from burning makes sense, but why help her escape? It's going to press on that front again.
I think that's
So I understand you not wanting me to have this book if you were concerned that I would have concerns about it, but that still doesn't explain to me why you helped this woman escape.
Oh, the Ur corpse. She'll kill it, I think. She'll go in the swamp. She'll see it.
Why do you
It's
think
safest. There's already gods in the swamp. There's lots of gods in the swamp. If she tries to go raise one, she'll see the others. I think it'll be okay.
that? So, why do you think she's headed towards the Ur corpse?
Because she'll read the book, and she'll know too.
Wait a minute. Did you give her 2 books?
Oh,
Phil Sticker, this is why you don't talk to the police. That's why you ask for a lawyer.
oh yeah, that's right.
Trip you up this way.
I want my lawyer. He clams up.
Are you sure?
He nods.
All right, you heard him. Take him back to Nilfenberg. Arrange trial.
Oh shit.
I cannot return to Nilfenberg until my job is complete. I have to make sure that this cult is smashed.
They certainly got smashed last night. Ha 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 ha! He bumps shoulders with the nearest person.
Then I
Silence.
suppose you'll have to keep custody over Filsticker until such time as you can return. Since
We
he's
will have to
requested
hold-
that this be conducted in a formal legal environment.
Yes.
Twice.
Yes, we will. We will have to. I will have to hold him for now until we'll send for the county sheriff, and they can deal with it from there.
Lucas does not look pleased. He swallows and nods. He's just blown away that all of this even happened. In the interim, since you did sell her a book and you did admit to that, and she did steal our canoe because you did tell her to steal our canoe, I think it's only fair that you replace the canoe.
God damn it!
I think it's only fair that you replace our canoe and supplies.
I have to agree with that.
Sorted.
Now we shake him down for his money. Just like
Damn
tip him
right.
upside down, get the coins to fall out.
Does anyone remember how much a barrel costs?
It's good. Good
They're
question.
really cheap, like maybe 2
Yeah.
gold.
Um,
The most expensive thing is definitely the boat, but yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's
barrel is
it's
2
like-
gold.
A canoe
dang, I
is
was right.
50 though.
So we're looking at 72 gold to replace what was stolen.
Ah, God.
Does Filsticker have 72 gold?
Yeah, he totally does.
All right. Well, that makes our lives very easy then. Could you undelete Canoe 2?
No, but I will make a canoe 5.
Create like canoe 6 or 5.
Oh, right.
No, that canoe's gone forever. At least until we find them and take it back.
someday we will have an armada of canoes.
Canoe 5 now exists.
Could you copy paste over a barrel?
Sure.
It's like we barely knew it was gone.
Uh,
So now the party has lost 2 canoes.
I swear, as soon as I can cast the higher level version of it that works this way, I'm going to get summon vehicle so that we can summon ourselves a steam ship.
I
A
really want us
celestial
to have a big
steamship.
boat. It'd be so cool.
Oh, but that's not even the coolest part. A couple levels after that, it can be a flying celestial steamship.
Oh, yes.
What level is that?
That's preparing it as like a 6th level spell.
Okay.
Oh, alright,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be some time yet.
Yeah. You're like a couple tiers away of play away from that. But, I suppose when you are the flying around as the heroes of the Nilfenberg Empire, traveling a much larger world than the little swamp,
But
that will be appropriate.
I can still make us a 6-person celestial rowboat by preparing it as a 3rd level spell. So it's on the list.
Oh, nice. Be good if we
Sorry,
can,
and
we can
that
strand
will
it.
fly as a 5th or 6th level spell slot, and then it will be a gigantic flying steamship as a 7th level spell.
Nice.
Have you started on your new character, Sala?
No, I'll kill them both somehow, and it'll be okay, and everyone will take Filsticker back.
I don't think
Nobody's
so.
taking you back.
It was a pretty silly thing to betray us on, all things considered. Even for an evil PC, you could have quietly betrayed them and wound up with everything you wanted.
That would be mean.
Well, we can have him redeem himself when we go find them, whatever. Hopefully, ideally.
Yes. So, yes, the paladin arrests Filsticker. Takes his weapons and his armor, locks them in a chest. And goes to see about. And unfortunately, doesn't seem to have. I don't know if Clink has a jail cell. It's probably got something though.
Does it have a jail cell and no bar?
Well, we've still got those cages we kept the alligators in.
Yeah, that'll hold Filsticker. So Filsticker and his toad get put in a crocodile cage. At least they're not left out in the rain, though. He's a paladin. He has some compassion. So, what is the plan?
I'm drawing out the plan in orange as we speak.
Yeah, I was wondering if we had enough time for like 1 hex worth of exploration, but I don't know. It'd be iffy, and it would depend on us not getting into a fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lucas could probably be talked into delaying cartography to rush out here and be prepared to ambush the cult leader based on Filsticker's warning. If only because he's hoping that if Filsticker's warning leads to her recapture, they'll go easy on Filsticker. Because he doesn't actually hate the goblin. It's just-
Yeah.
but I obviously would probably prefer to map along the way, being Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite the long route. Do we have enough supplies for
We'll have
that?
to buy more food, I think, definitely.
Well, we're carrying 80 rations. So if we plan a 10-day expedition, that should be doable, but that is more than 10 days. We will have to get a 3rd barrel to make this happen.
A third
That's
barrel.
15 in all.
A third barrel of food. A third barrel with another, 40 days of rations, or 40.
42 more gold.
Yep.
It's divided 6 ways is about 4 each. 2 gold left over for something.
6 ways. So do you ask Filsticker for more gold while he's in the cage?
We do.
He gives you more gold.
I subtracted the 4.
I did too.
Alright. And probably the remaining 2 gold is going to be spent on a pair of manacles or something for the paladin, because we all feel kind of bad, but screwing up his plan.
Yeah.
But see, with 3 of them and 6 of us, that's 120. That's 30 days of supplies. So that's assuming we suck at hunting and fishing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days of travel. Maybe 13 days of travel because we can speed it up a little bit. But we also have then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days of mapping. So that comes out to close to 30 days. In principle, with these supplies, we could do this run. In principle. In practice, we will not succeed, but in principle.
Yeah.
In principle, we probably should avoid the mapping because we're going to need to go fast.
We don't actually know that. We're only basing this on Filsticker's guess if she's going out there. Although we could try to go quickly to catch up with her on the way. I don't know if that's plausible in the Fever Swamp. Does that sound plausible to the locals?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Whether we'd be able to catch up with her on the way if we did good.
If
Yeah.
we go quickly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's plausible.
Because I mean, she's only got a few hours head start on us. We could
I'd be
probably
more
race to Mama's
concerned-
healing house and carry on from there.
I'd be more concerned about if we got a bad roll on encounters while trying to chase her down and then got screwed and we're like 2 tiles away from the nearest mapped hex or something.
Yeah, that is a concern. If we're not mapping as we go, the ability to get lost is real.
We should probably go along the top line, definitely, going out there, for like the ability to, if we get lost, like maybe go out into a non-swamp area. At least, well, maybe not up here, but still.
Well, my
for
thought
some-
was that if we're going the top area, we can
Mhm.
speed this one for 1, right? Then we'll be
Yeah.
looking at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get into the area. Going this way, we can speed that. Then we're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's actually a bit faster to take the inside track.
Alright, it's probably worth it to go the southern one then, I guess.
Or you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and however long it takes.
Oh, that is slightly faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's the same speed.
Okay.
It's just we don't stop to map this hex if we go via Mama's healing house, which we could definitely make that call that this is the high priority hex. That we're happy to have a highway of hexes.
Mhm.
Though a long line of mapped space, if we get lost going north and we don't find south, we're still going to be pretty lost.
Mm-hmm.
It is still slightly better though.
Yeah, that sounds good to me then.
All right, we'll go. I'll draw out our new route in blue, or our starting route. We'll go from there.
Okay. All right. So at this point, important question. We've got like an hour and a half left in our scheduled time. That's probably enough to like do the trek to Mama's house, at
Mhm.
least. But then Quarandir will have to spawn with the party next time or something.
I'm alright with that. Maybe you can do a what happened while you were gone table or
Yeah.
something for the game.
Yeah, or just to ask Calvin to come up with a reason why he's at Mama's healing house.
I've seen one of those in it was one of these OSR games. I think it was Zach Sabthus, a Red and Pleasant Land. The same
Mhm.
guy who did the maze has a D20 table or something for what happened to your character if you missed a session.
Isn't there
So,
something
yeah,
like that for the chocolate death one? I forget what it's
Oh,
called.
Blood in the Chocolate?
Blood in the Chocolate, yeah.
I think it has one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't own that one, but that sounds familiar.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, maybe something like that.
I mean, I think that this adventure path calls for us being away from Clink for multiple sessions at some point.
mhm.
So
Mhm.
we're eventually going to have to just be willing to say, oh, and Corandir's here. You know, we're going to have to mark the red people eventually. I think that we might just be better off saying he rejoins us now, and we just mark the red him for a little bit.
Mhm.
Are you guys familiar with that reference?
No,
Nah.
but
It's
but
The
I think I know what you're
Gamers, the
saying.
movie. It's hilarious. I'll force you all to watch it at some point. But it means that he's there, but he's not doing anything.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
He's just shoved in one of the barrels.
He brought some he's with you, but he still hasn't sobered up. From
Maybe he
whatever
was in the canoe they stole.
No.
They stole Quarander. He just swims up. Hey guys, I woke up and I was in this canoe with this weird witch lady and this other guy, and they threw me out.
And important question: does Sir Auric need to be paid as like a hireling, like 2 gold per day?
No, he doesn't need to be paid as long as you are pursuing Jasmine.
Okay.
Well, he's just gonna have to put up with the fact that I'm stopping to draw pictures while we're pursuing Jasmine. It's an
You
important
might-
safety thing so that we can get Jasmine back.
yes, you'll just have to convince him of that. But he is going to insist that he is going to ride in the same canoe as Filsticker, so he can keep an eye on the.
That's okay. I
problem.
also insist on that. That way, if anything goes wrong, none of us can be blamed.
Yes.
Did we want to take a short break and then try and like do the first 2 tiles at least?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's take 5, and then we'll come back and we'll travel to Mama's house.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes then.
All right. 5-minute break.